Hey everyone, my name is Jaime Gonzalez and this is my 20 time project. So this is the finale of my project, and basically what I wanted to do was to create some type of health plan, or at least bring an awareness to the profession of teaching. I see a lot I've seen a lot throughout my 5 years. There's a lot of poor choices, and I've been guilty of it too. Teaching can be very grinding and very stressful and very time consuming, and also a profession where we have to put the kids first, and we place ourselves second. And I've seen it damage us, whether it be health or physically or internally. You see a lot of damage being done just because of that concept that we put the kids first and we forget about ourselves. So this is my 20 time project. It's just about getting healthier. It's not necessarily just about losing weight, but just creating an awareness, and also creating a community at my school, something that where we could help each other, create some kind of group where we could all share our stories and just get better. Um, so health and fitness. So I got this from a site where it says growing stress is the leading reason for teachers taking time off work or leaving the profession entirely. New data has revealed. So again, stress has to do with health. Are we taking care of ourselves, whether it be what we're consuming, or just feeling stressed out because of the workload that we have as teachers? So I began with week one, and I introduced the Lose It app, and I'll show you a little bit about that in a bit. Also introduced the concept of calories, which everybody knows, macronutrients such as fat, carbohydrates, and protein. And this is something that I look at every single day. I try to consume the calories that I need and not try to go over that. And I also don't want to be under it too much. You definitely want to eat the right amount. Also, the right amount of fat and carbohydrates and protein. And it kind of changed from week to week with the fat and the protein. I Based on my research, I found new things and new ways to implement into my body. But these are the main things that I look at. I really don't look at sugar. I really don't look at anything else. I just look at fat, carbohydrates, and protein. So this is a video that I created in week one about my workout routine. Internet's been kind of slow, but try to add some music so it wouldn't be too bland. Um, so there's the gym I attend, and I also introduced a few of my meal examples, like protein pancakes, egg whites, bacon, turkey bacon mostly, protein style hamburgers, which I love. And that was a difficult thing for me to do, to remove the bun. So I love hamburgers, but removing the bun is just something that you need to do in order to get healthier. Even though these are not as healthy as they should be, but I was a little weak that day. So here's the Lose It app. And it basically shows your macronutrients here, how many calories are you're under budget, or how many calories you still can consume throughout that day. So in this example, this person consumed 1,533 calories, and they still can consume 200 calories if they wanted to, or they don't. Here's a breakdown of everything that they ate. So it's like a running journal of everything that you eat. And it's a great app, and it's very easily to use. Once you enter your meals, once it stays in there saved, so you could just continue going back to it. And if you eat the same every day, then it's really easy to enter, because you could go back to your meals and just enter all of them at once. They also have some challenges where they challenge each other. It's a community where you could chat with other people, and I think you have to pay for that option. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show how to sign up for it. So I'm going to use my school email. I'm going to set my password really quick. Just want to show how easy it is to sign up for it and how easy it is to use. So I'm male, I'm 5'7", 5 feet 7 inches. I was born in March 24th. I already have an account, but I just wanted to create one just so you guys can see. March 24th, 1979. My current weight is 166 right now. My goal is, let's say, 155. And I want to lose about 1 pound per week. So you could actually choose to maintain your current weight, to go down a half a pound a week, 1.5, or 2 pounds per week. And that's a healthy way of losing weight. You don't want to lose too much more than that. If you're losing like 10 pounds per week, then you're probably not eating enough and it's not very safe. So I'll sign up for it. That's basically all you have to do. You create an account just like that, and now you can use it. You can pay for it if you want to, but I use the free one, the free version, and I use it on my phone every single day, and I log in my foods every single day. But that's how easy it is, and it'll tell you how many calories you should be consuming per day. So here I'll just click on here and I'll create it. So again, you can use it. It'll tell you how many calories you need to take in per day based on what you just entered, your age, weight, all that. So go back to the slideshow. Here in week 2, I started talking about body types and the type of food intake and exercise based on our body type. So this is something new for me that I started researching a little bit more. You have your ectomorph body type, which is tall and lanky. You have your mesomorph, which is pretty strong, the lean, and then you have the endomorph, which is a little bit more rounder but can easily gain muscle, but just a little bit rounder. And unfortunately that's where I land. So I'm an endomorph, so I have to eat based on my body type. If I'm eating like this person, then I'm probably not going to meet my goals. If I'm eating like them, it probably won't meet my goals either. I need to be eating based on my personal unique body type. And for me, being an endomorph, I need to be eating very low carbohydrates. Carbohydrates for me are the enemy. As you've heard, a lot of people go on those kicks about not eating a lot of carbs, but for me, definitely it's something that I shouldn't eat as much. I can still consume it, but just not as much. And I actually should be consuming more fat and more protein. So high protein, high fat, and low carbohydrates. And that's basically the formula I was given based on my research. So if I were to give you some advice, I would first find out what my body type is, and then research. There's a lot of free information out there on YouTube, on Google, anything. A lot of people willing to share. Week 3, I started talking about carb cycling. Carb cycling is basically low carb one day. The next day it might be a little bit higher carbs, and then the following day it'll be low carb, and then the next day it'll be high carb. So you're kind of cycling them in and out and not eating high carbs every single day. So that's something I tried in week 3. I also changed my workout routine. I want to change my workout routine every 2 weeks. That way I don't stay stagnant and just don't plateau. And also the weight scale. At this point, like I said, I want to lose about a pound per week. So I like to weigh myself every day, but I'm not going to see a lot of changes every day. Or even if I have a bad day, I'll see a change where I gain 1 or 2 pounds. So I'll see small changes like that. So I don't put a lot of stock into the weight scale. Only if I gain a lot of weight or if I lose a lot of weight, then there's some cause to react to that. Week 4, I started measuring and weighing my food. I do that all the time with especially meats. I really don't weigh avocados or anything like that, but I'll weigh a lot of my meats, especially chicken and steaks or anything like that. And my app already has that programmed where if I enter 4 or 3 ounces, it'll tell me how many calories it is. I don't have to enter it. I just have to enter it once and that's it. And that's why I love this app, especially when I'm out eating. So again, I'm eating low carb, high fat, and high protein meals at this point. Week 5 is basically the power of consistency. I researched and I found out what I need to eat for my body type. So now it's just about consistency. How bad do you want it? And to stay educated, keep evolving with it, keep changing. Never stay in the same place, never stay stagnant, always research, just like we do for teaching and anything else. Continue doing that for your health, and it's going to pay off. And when you're at school and you're teaching, you're just going to have a lot of energy, and kids gravitate towards that, especially at 2nd grade. If you have great energy, they are high in energy, so I need to try to match that. So I put this quote here: if you're persistent, you will get it. If you're consistent, you will keep it. So it's an inspiring way to remember that consistency will get you everything that you need, all the goals that you're meeting. And as I mentioned before, I changed my routine over here where I wasn't just lifting weights, I was doing drop sets. Drop sets are basically starting at a high weight that is heavy, and I could only do a couple reps, and then I lower it about 10 pounds, and then I lower it again for another 10 pounds, and I do about 10 to 12 reps for that. So this is a video of that. So as you can see here, I started with heavy weight, did about 4, 5 reps, and then I lower it. And it just it's kind of doing cardio while you're lifting weights. You're non-stop working out. So that's basically what I was doing there. And that was my leg day, so I was working on my legs that entire day. 20% challenges. Everything wasn't a success. I had family events, I had holidays in between these 5 weeks of my 20 time project, and sometimes I overate. But the key thing was not to stress out about it, not to punish myself because I did that. You just continue on the next day and you continue to get better. During the week I had so many good days that one won't ruin everything. It's all about getting back on track, and continue moving forward. There were days where I stressed out. There was a lot of schoolwork, there's a lot of family things, there's a lot of things that go on throughout the day, but I tried as much as possible to continue with my nutrition, because it's important to stress as well. It's important to have fun too, and not just work, which is what I'm used to. I love working, but it's very important that you do quality time with your family members, that you do a lot of other things, and that's something that I'm trying to balance out as we speak. The busyness can be a challenge. So much going on with us being students and teachers. And last week I had a professional development training all week that started on a Sunday, ended on a Friday, 8 hours every day. So it's a lot, and that I definitely experienced fatigue during that time, during those trainings. So we'll see how it goes once I start back at school. But for now, I'm back on vacation, so I'm very grateful for that. My final reflection and final results as well, that I started at about 171, 170 pounds, and I ended up at 165. Right now I'm about 166, gained a pound or so. But I lost about a pound per week in those 5 weeks. Even when I had bad days, I still was able to remain on track. I feel healthier, my clothes fit a lot better, even shirts that I used to wear that felt a little bit tighter now felt a little bit looser. I'm still not where I used to be, but I can see the effects of what I'm doing. I got compliments during family parties, during the trainings, telling me that I look great, that I look slimmer, stuff like that. And again, I'm not just doing it for myself, but I'm doing it for a greater purpose. Hopefully I can introduce this to my principal as the new year starts and see where this leads. Something very small at the beginning, and maybe it gets bigger, and I just want to create something that supports the community of teachers in health. I see a lot of people struggle in this area, and I just want to be of assistance, and now that I've learned what I can do, I want to be someone that they could talk to and achieve their goals as well. That way they could be their best when they're teaching. So here's a before picture. I mean, in 5 weeks, you're not going to see a huge amount, but here's me at the beach with Andre Ethier, which is a Dodger. I actually saw him at the beach. But, when I saw this picture, I saw myself being a little bit more bulkier, like, I didn't like it. So, it was a great idea for me to do this health challenge to get in better shape. So here's a picture of me last Friday. This is the last day of training, which I had a very bad week of eating. There was a lot of carbs at the training. I couldn't control my food intake, but I still felt okay by the end of the week. Here's me with a few coworkers that I used to work with back then, and I reunited with them for a day. And again, like this shirt, I wouldn't wear as much back then because it felt a little bit tighter, and it wasn't fitting like that, like it used to in this picture here. So I wanted to show that, just because, again, what I feel necessarily, again, it doesn't match the scale, only losing 5 pounds, but at the same time, I can feel healthier. I feel healthier, and I look healthier. But that is pretty much my 20% project. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I was able to be of some type of assistance. Thank you so much for watching.